Boker Tov Yeladim. So I want to finish the story with you, at least part of the story anyway, to Passover. So we left where the Jewish people were being slaves. And we talked about slaves and how that's not a good thing. Nobody wants to be a slave. So I'm not sure. Did I tell you the part where Moses killed the Egyptian that was hurting the Jewish slaves? And so he got scared because he knew that if Pharaoh found out that he did that, he would hurt him also. So Moses decided to run away. When he ran away, he was out in the field and he was by himself, and he saw two girls. They were sisters, and they were at the well, and they were trying very hard to get water, and they needed help. So he decided he was going to help them. Because Moses, he was a wonderful, wonderful man. So he helped the girls, and the girls went home and told their dad, said, "Dad, this nice guy, he really helped us out, and he was by himself." And the dad said, "Go back and invite him over for dinner." So they went back and they invited him over, and Moses married one of the sisters, and he became a shepherd. Do you know what a shepherd is? A shepherd is a person that takes care of sheep. They try to keep the sheep together from running around and running away. We need sheep because we use the hair of the sheep to make clothes. And so anyway, he was a shepherd. One day he was out doing his job with all the sheep, and he looked over and he saw a bush, and he saw the bush was on fire, but it wasn't really burning. He didn't understand that, right? Because if something is on fire, it burns, right? You could see it burn. You could see it burn down, go down, 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 disintegrate, to go to nothing. The bush just stayed the way it always was, but there was fire coming out of it. All of a sudden, he hears a voice. He hears, "Moses!" He looks. He doesn't know where it's coming from. He starts to walk away because he's afraid, because that scared him. All of a sudden, he hears it again. "Moses!" He looks and he hears, it's coming from the bush, from the burning bush. "Who is it?" He goes, "Yes, who is it?" "It's God. It's God." He didn't want to look. He didn't want to look. So he said, "Yes, God." God said, "Moses, I need you to save the Jewish people." He goes, "Well, I want to. I really want to. I'm Jewish. I want to save my people." He says, you need to tell Pharaoh that he must let the Jewish people go." Moses says, I mean, I don't think he's going to listen to me. I mean, I could tell him, but I don't think he's not going to listen to me. He says, "Oh, I'll help you. Don't worry," God said. "I will help you." So he says, "Pharaoh, you need to let my Jewish people go." He says, "I'm letting your people go. Why would I let your people go?" He says, "Well, you should. God said you should." He goes, "I'm not going to let you go." So what happens is that Moses goes back to God and says, "God, look, I asked him, but he said no." So Moses said, I don't know what to do. God says, "Have no fear. I'm going to help you." The first thing he does is he turns all of the water into blood. So when Pharaoh put the water on, and if he went to take a bath or he went to brush his teeth, like you brush your teeth every day, it was blood. So he thought to himself, this is going to work. He's not going to like that. So he goes back to Pharaoh the next day and he says, "Oh, Pharaoh, how'd you like all that blood?" And he says, "I'm still not letting your people go." He says, "Oh my goodness gracious, the water is blood and he's still not letting the people go." So he says to God, "God, I tried. I really tried." He said, but he said, "No." "No problem," he said. I'm going to send another plague. So he sends the plague of frogs. Frogs here, frogs there. Frogs were jumping everywhere. Everywhere. They were on his head. They were on his nose. They were on his toes. They were on his shoulders. They were on his other shoulder. They were on his chest. He said, oh, for sure, this is going to work. He's going to leave. He's going to let me leave, right? And all the Jewish people leave. He goes to Pharaoh. Pharaoh, how do you like that? No, no. He said, I can handle it. I don't care about frogs jumping everywhere. I don't care that they're in my bed. I don't care. I am not letting the Jewish people go. So he goes back to God. Says, God, it's not working. God says, don't worry. I have more plagues to send. So he gets out. He says, now I will be sending lice. So, lice. You know what lice says, right? It makes you very itchy and it's hard to get rid of it and it's all over the place. Lice. He sends, I don't know if you could see my lice. Can you see them? These little black things here. He sends lice. So all the bugs, everything turned into lice. So, his head was all itchy. His whole body was itchy. They were everywhere. And it wasn't just Pharaoh. His people, too. They were, because it was everywhere. Pharaoh said, nope, not letting them go. Well, Moses couldn't believe what he was hearing. He's saying, blood, frogs, lice, and you're still not letting them go? So he says to God, I don't know what we're ever going to do with this guy. He's just not going to listen. God says, okay, Moses, we have another plague. We have wild beast. Wild beasts will be everywhere. They'll run in his house and they'll knock things over. They'll run in the streets. They'll knock things up. Wild beasts everywhere. Guess what? It didn't work. Oh, God says, have no fear. Let me see what else Mrs. Rubenstein has back here. I got her little... We will send plague on the cattle. Will all get sick. They'll all be sick. Nothing will stay alive. So how will he have food? How will he have food? How will he have clothes? He won't have any animals to do his work. He won't have any camels left. Nothing. This will definitely work. So God sends the cattle plague all over. All those animals, they're all gone now. They're all sick. They're all sick. Sick, and they're so sick they can't do anything. So Moses says, okay, Pharaoh, what do you think now? Can my people go? No. I will not let them go. Can you sing that with me? No. I will not let them go. He goes back to God. He says, God, this is unbelievable. I can't believe it. God says, have no fear. Where's my other? We will send boils. Oh, boils. They're like big sores on your body. They hurt. If you lay down on them, they hurt. If you touch them, they hurt. So here's a hand with boils on it. And it would be all over their body. Well, listen. Now you have nothing. Your cattle's gone. Wild beasts knocked everything over. The water is blood. You have frogs climbing everywhere. You have lice, so you're all itchy. And now you got these boils. That's got to work for sure. Didn't work. Pharaoh said, no. I will not let your people go. Well, what do you think? He had to go back to God. Moses goes back to God. God says, have no fear. I'm going to send hail. Hail. Hail is like a mixture of rain and ice and, lots of it. Lots. I only have 2, but it's going to hit them everywhere and it's going to hurt. Didn't work. Oh, so he was beside himself again. Pharaoh says, no, I will not let them go. Well, then he said one time, God said, you know what? Now I'm going to send locusts. So the locusts would be everywhere in the fields, everywhere you walked. Pharaoh was thinking, maybe I'll let him go. And then what does he do? He changes his mind. Changes his mind again. All that. He always does that. It's terrible. So he says, Let me think about it, Moses. No, 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 no. I'm not letting your people go. It's not going to happen. Oh, so he has to go back to God again. He can't believe this. So he says to God, God, he's not going to let him go. He says yes, and then the next minute he changes his mind. He says no. No problem, he says. I got another plague. He's really not going to like it. It's going to be dark. Darkness, 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 darkness all around. So close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes for 1 second. Okay, you can open your eyes now. All you can see is dark. Darker than Mrs. Rubenstein's sunglasses. Everything's dark. He can't see anything. He's bumping into things. He's bumping into walls and everything. So he thinks about it for a second. He goes, oh. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Now I can't even see anything. I can't even see the blood in the water or anything. Maybe I will let your people go. Moses is starting to feel good. Oh, finally. Guess what? Changed his mind. So that he goes, no, no, no. I will not let them go. Oh boy. So what happens? Moses goes back to God. God says, well, I have a very, very bad one. And this one, I think he's going to say yes. He says, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. The slaying of the firstborn. I have a little puzzle here of a Egyptian laying down, but I don't think you can see it. Mrs. Rubenstein actually needed you at school because I had a hard time putting this puzzle together. Don't laugh. So I'm going to try to turn my camera around a little bit so you could see it. And let me see if I could do that for you. Can you? Oh, I don't think I got it right. No. But anyway, it was the slaying of the Egyptian firstborn. Finally, Pharaoh said, yes, I'm going to let your people go. I'm going to let them go because there's not going to be anybody left here. So he let him go. But something did happen after he did say that he was going to let him go. And I'm going to tell you the rest of that story tomorrow because we have another activity to do with that part tomorrow. So for today, you are going to make the burning bush. I will let Mom and Dad know in an email how you might be able to do that. And I cannot wait to see your burning bushes. I love you. I can't wait to see you. And have a great day. And if it's nice today, oh, it's not so bad right now, maybe you could go outside for a little bit. I know yesterday it was rainy most of the day, so it was hard to go out. Or maybe impossible to go out. Okay. I love you. And I'll see you tomorrow.